Some curious things sit close to my router, which itself curiously sits on the box of LEDs and other bits and pieces. I've got an Orange Pi PC Plus here, which is pumping out videos and music from a 5 terabyte hard drive connected to it. And over on this side is an Orange Pi PC, and we've certainly seen this one before. It is my Pi hole. So it is the one that blocks adverts coming into the house, which makes the internet here a little faster and a little more pleasant to use. In a recent video, I asked people if they'd like to see, how to update this once it's already set up. What do you need to do to sort of keep it in tip-top shape? So let's go through what that takes. It'll be a short video, but hopefully for those who are using Pi holes or thinking about using a Pi hole, it might be useful.
This is the Pi hole interface when you log into the IP address on your network. So 192.168. Whatever you have configured it as, this is where my Orange Pi PC sits. And so this is what it looks like to go in there. So I'm just going to go and have a look at it and log in. And this is what I'm seeing. Now, I don't often actually go in here. This thing does its own thing, like it's not really... I went in a lot at the start because it was interesting, but to be honest, maybe once every now month or so, or slightly more frequently, I will go in and update the lists of domains which are blocked. It is interesting that, it tracks the usage of the network over time, and you can see that there's not a lot going on here except for sleeping, and then boom, it starts up again. You can in fact get some longer term data if you go and select a different date range. If we go for, let's go the last 30 days, and you should be able to see that pattern of sleeping and waking. It's maybe going to take a little, here we go. No, I can't see the pattern at all. Let's go to the last 7 days. Yep, there we go. So that's you can see the activity, and then it drops off, and activity and drops off, and so forth and so on. So that's pretty good. So lots of information in here. The only other thing that you might want to do from time to time is under Tools, you might want to check the diagnosis to see if there's any problems. There aren't. You might want to what's called update gravity. So this is the list of blocked domains. Now you can update it manually, or as part of the update of the whole system, it will do that update, and we'll see it in a minute. So I won't do that manually. I'll show you how to do that in a sort of like a semi-auto way. The other thing you might be interested in is under settings. You can see that there is an interface setting here, and I've got that set obviously as Star Trek, but there are other options there. So let's have a look down the bottom of this page, and you'll see that there's an update available for both Pi hole, not FTL, which is the faster than light engine, but there is for the interface. So, and it says here, helpfully, to install updates, run Pi hole, and then you've got this -UP. So I'm just going to go to a terminal here. And I'm already logged in. Let's log out, and I've already done an update. So let's go back again. So I'm going to SSH to root at, and then where my Pi hole is located on my network, and then enter my password, which is PASSWORD. And here we go. We're in. And it says that there are updates available. If I just go to apt and update, it says there are all packages are up to date. Yeah, I thought I'd done an update. That's quite weird. I'll just do an upgrade and just make sure. No, everything is fine. It does say that you can auto remove. Given that it is a system that has a limited amount of space, I am just going to free that space up. Yep, looks good. And then as the interface suggested, Pi hole and UP, and we'll just watch this update. and it should include updating the listed domains, the so-called Gravity database, that it is blacklisting. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So basically my process is I log on and I check the bottom of the dashboard down the bottom, and it will tell me whether or not there's any updates available, and I simply then SSH into it. Now you can, if you don't like to SSH into things, there's also another package called Web Admin, and you can use that. I don't know. It's a little clunky. This is just as easy to do. There's lots of different web interfaces for this sort of thing, but I tend to just SSH straight in and do it. While that's doing its thing, if you wanted to have a look at what are the domains that are blocked, it's got here all the domains. No, that's not the right spot. Ad lists, maybe. Yeah, here we go. So these are the ad lists, and I've just grabbed some pretty standard ones. You can find these online. You can play that sort of, what do you call it, like trying to play catch up every day, trying to be one step ahead of the, well, the advertising people are always one step ahead of us, but this is sort of like playing a quick catch up. You can see here that this has an update, but it will be updating in the background with the command that I've just given it here anyway, but we can check that when it's done. While that's going, it just takes a couple of minutes. We'll just head on over to the wiki. So this is at docs.pi-hole.net. You just do a search for the Pi-hole documentation if you like, and you'll find it pretty quick, and you'll get all of the information about this. It is pretty good. I do recommend that you do donate. I have done that, and I think that if you're going to use a piece of software that is so good and makes such a genuinely positive change to your network, that it's a good idea to donate to those people who donate their time to create the software, keep it updated, and yeah, I just think it's a good thing to do in the open source community to support people like that. But anyway, continuing on with the documentation, it is pretty comprehensive, and you can delve into that. There are also, of course, lots of videos like this one around about how to install and how to update, etc. Pi-hole. So now it's got current Pi-hole version is what is it, 5.1, 5.3, and so forth and so on. And now if I go down to the bottom of the page and refresh, you can see that here the actual ad list has been updated, but also down here I've got the current versions of Pi-hole FTL and the web interface. And yeah, so that is pretty much it. There's a lot more to it, obviously, but honestly, this is so easy to set up and to have running in the background. Pretty much looks after itself. You could actually automate the process of doing the update too. So if you're keen on knowing how to do that, I like to have sort of like a hand on the tiller, but if you do want it to be completely automated, I'm quite happy to do a quick video about how that is done, even though I'm not doing it myself. That is the circuit working for this week, and thank you to that user who suggested that I do this sort of little tutorial, I guess. It's always good to get your feedback. Any more feedback or comments, you can put that down below, and we'll catch up with you next time.